Hey there, tech fans. Rick here again with a quick review of the DJI Mini 3 Pro drone. I've owned this drone since the day it was released, and I fly it pretty much every week, so I thought I'd sit down and put together a clip and explain why I think DJI has built a near-perfect drone with the Mini 3 Pro, so you can compare it to other products you may be considering. Now, DJI is a large company that builds a lot of different styles of drones. They build very sophisticated, high-end drones that have advanced functionality and feature sets built in, and somehow they've essentially taken a lot of that technology and shrunk it down to fit into a smaller airframe. So the Mini 3 Pro represents a lot of the advancements that have come along from DJI in the last 10 years, and they're packed into an airframe that weighs less than 250 grams. So I want to start with the basic specifications so you understand exactly what you get, and then I'll talk about other things like safety features, functionality, maybe automated features that are built into it, because again, DJI has built this to be a small drone that really flies like a much larger drone. So it's an incredible product. So let's start with the basic specifications, because you're probably wondering, how long will it fly? How far will it fly? What kind of camera does it have on it? So let's start with the flight. First of all, the unit weighs less than 250 grams, which means it's an ultralight drone. The importance of that is that under 250 grams, you won't have to worry about registering it with the FAA. The drone will fly for up to 34 minutes on a fully charged battery. That's absolutely incredible. Most drones of this size will fly a third that long. So 34 minutes is an astoundingly long time to be up in the air with a drone. On top of that, DJI offers a plus battery that extends that flight time to 47 minutes. Now, the only caveat there is that larger battery adds a little bit of weight to the drone and puts you over the 250 gram limit, which means you will have to register it with the FAA, but that's not that big a deal. It's a single fee, it covers you for 3 years, and you basically put a sticker on the side with your registration number on it, and just go out there and fly. You'll have a lot of fun with it. Your next question is, how far does it fly? Well, the technology that connects the drone to the controller is proprietary. It's an OcuSync 3 technology that was developed by DJI for their larger drones, and it guarantees a solid connection up to 12 kilometers away. Think about that. 12 kilometers of flight. Now, of course, in the US, we have a visual line of sight requirement, which means you can't really fly the drone further than you can see it, and that may change in the future, but today you have to keep that drone in your line of sight. That means you're probably flying at 3,000 feet, 3,500 feet away. Flying in close, you're gonna have a rock solid connection, and you'll never have to worry about losing that connection and having the drone fly off towards the horizon. You'll always have a connection from the drone. That OcuSync 3 technology also provides a live feed from the camera inside the drone back to your controller at 1080p at 30 frames a second. So you're seeing exactly what the drone sees when it's flying around the countryside, which allows you to perfectly frame your shot to get exactly the image you need or the video footage you're trying to record. Next thing we're going to talk about is imaging. They've put a gigantic camera on the front of this unit. It's a 1/1.3 inch sensor, which is one of the largest cameras you'll find on a smaller drone like that, and that guarantees incredibly good image capture from that camera. The video processing behind it is also very advanced, and the delivery of that data from the sensor back to that imaging processor is done at 100 megabits a second. So what you've got in that imaging package is a really large sensor, a really sophisticated imaging sensor system inside the unit, and a high-speed delivery of that information. So it's essentially like you've taken your DSLR camera and strapped it to a balloon and threw it up in the air. It's really that good. The unit will produce 4K footage at 60 frames a second, which again is DSLR quality. It also captures images at 49 megapixels, so you can do still images, you can take video footage when you're up in the air. It's just the perfect way to capture a beautiful sunset, a wonderful beach, maybe you've got a great point of interest you want to capture. So it flies long, it flies far, it's incredibly stable in the air, and it records incredibly good footage. So again, you've got the perfect imaging package up there in the air. Now, the product itself has got a lot of other features built into it that really take it beyond the basic drone. Starting with its safety features. The unit itself has got obstacle avoidance all the way around the outside. So if you're flying it in the woods or you're flying it near other obstacles, it will sense those obstacles and stop before it crashes into it. Most drones of this size, matter of fact, the vast majority of drones that are small like this, will not avoid obstacles. If you run close to a tree, it'll smack right into the tree and fall to the ground. This one will avoid that tree. Beyond that, though, they built in a special feature called APAS, which is a technology that looks at the environment in front of it, and it can identify solid objects. More importantly, it can look for holes between those solid objects, and when you turn APAS on, the drone becomes your co-pilot, and you can fly through a heavily wooded area, and it's going to dodge trees as it flies through that area. So that type of artificial intelligence takes a lot of processing, a lot of software, and a lot of development work that DJI has built into this drone. When I first saw APAS in the Mini 3 Pro, I couldn't believe that it worked in that drone, but it's absolutely astounding how it can actually avoid objects. It also has a lot of safety features built in to make sure the drone gets back home where it took off. So for example, if you're flying the drone and the battery gets low, the drone takes over control, it'll elevate to a certain height that you've set in the application, spin back to where it took off and land exactly where it took off from. So it protects you from not watching that battery level. If any kind of strange behavior happens inside the drone, the compass isn't working well, you've got altimeter issues, maybe the motors are drawing too much current, the drone will make a determination and say, I've got a problem, I've got to return to home. It'll instigate that return to home. You also have on the controller a pause button, so if you're flying and you're getting close to something, hit the pause button. The drone will actually pull back from that object. You also can trigger a return to home from the controller. So all those safety features are built into the unit to make sure that it flies well, you're going to feel comfortable flying it, and if something happens that's a little bit strange in the drone, it detects that and it'll fly back and land exactly where it took off. Let me talk about the portability, because that's one of the biggest benefits of a drone this size. Most of the drones are large, and even though you can fold them up, they take up a lot of room in your suitcase, and all the accessories are large. The batteries are large, the controller's large, everything is, the chargers are large. This one is tiny. I mean, this thing, again, 249 grams. It folds up to be smaller than a sneaker or a can of soda, ever we use for a comparison, but look how tiny that is. Like, you could put this in your suitcase and almost forget you have it with you. You have choice of two controllers. There's the RC, which is the DJI RC, which has a built-in screen, or the RCN1, which you use your phone or your tablet with it, but either one of these are tiny, so when I put these two things in my suitcase, I'm essentially, again, taking a pair of sneakers along with me on vacation, and the best part about that is even though the larger drones may seem like they're better drones for you because maybe you're thinking they're going to capture a better imaging package because they've got a 1-inch sensor, this one gives you 4K at 60, and you're going to take it more places. And the best drone to have with you on vacation is the drone that you have with you on vacation, because with those larger drones, you got to put them in a case. You got to bring the case along. It's going to be a headache. And I promise you, you're going to be thinking about, gee, do we bring the drone or not? Nah, let's do the drone home. With this one, just throw it in your suitcase. You can bring it along. No big deal. They also offer this as a Flymore combination, and I have the charging hub right here. The unit comes with the controller, or it comes as just a standard drone. If you have a controller you can use with it, but basically you get a single battery. When you buy the Flymore combination, you get this beautiful charging hub and 2 more batteries, and this will charge 3 batteries from a single power supply. So that's something I recommend. If you're looking at the drone, definitely consider the Flymore combination, because everything in the Flymore package is something you're going to eventually buy later on once you start flying this drone, especially batteries. You're going to want to fly a lot longer. All right, so let's talk a little bit more about the built-in features. Another key feature with the drone are automated flight patterns. Now what that means is when you start flying the drone, you're going to get pretty good after a while of flying the drone and handling the drone in the air. But if you want to capture something like a smokestack or maybe a lighthouse, it's really difficult to learn how to circle that lighthouse and keep it in the center of the frame. Well, there are automated features built into the drone that will lock on the lighthouse and allow you to fly a pre-programmed pattern by tapping a button. So it can circle a lighthouse, it can fly away from the lighthouse and reveal the area behind it, it can do a swoop in around the lighthouse and fly back out. So what's important about that is that when you're flying a drone, it's fun to fly and learn how to fly it, but if you're trying to capture some amazing footage, you can use those automated features to immediately take cinematic shots just by pushing a button, letting the intelligence inside the drone take control and capture that footage that you need. It's absolutely amazing, and there are multiple automated flight patterns built into the drone. Another key difference between this and a lot of other drones is now that you've recorded all that great footage, how do I get it to my phone so I can post it on social media? Well, they have a quick transfer function inside the unit that'll transfer it to your phone immediately. You can also cache the image here and upload from here to the internet if you want as well. So that transfer to the internet and your social media channels is really easy. And they've also built in editing software as part of the application where you can capture some footage, hit a couple of buttons in the editing software, it'll find the sections in that footage that are interesting, it'll blend those together in a clip with titles and music and allow you very quickly to edit that and pop it up to your social media channel. So DJI's thought about how do you fly it? Let's make it a really incredibly cool drone to fly. Let's give it a really good imaging package. Let's build in a ton of artificial intelligence that normally is only found in our bigger drones. And then once we capture the footage, how do we let the customer post that out to social media? And they built all that into the controller. So they've really thought about how you're going to use the drone. And I'm hard pressed to think about what they can do to improve a drone like this in the next generation. Because I think about that type of thing all the time. The Mini 3 Pro, to me, is a near perfect drone. I can't think of a single thing that I'd want in a drone that they could build into whatever the next version of the product's going to look like. So for me, if you're looking for a drone, maybe you're just you're thinking about the hobby and you're thinking, I want to get out there and get into the hobby, perfect drone to get started with. If you're looking for a high quality drone to do commercial work, perfect drone to get started with. And if you're just looking for something to take on vacation, to really jazz up your vacation photos, this is the one to go with. So hopefully you found this review helpful. Again, I've flown this since the day it was released. It's in my car every time I leave the house. It's in my bag every time I travel. And it's just been a wonderful product to use. I like it an awful lot, and I think you're going to like it as well. So thanks a lot for watching. Hopefully you found this review helpful. And until next time, as always, stay nerdy.